Hello, my name is Maaike Kleinsman. In this movie, I'll explain the role of design thinking in innovation. The promise of design thinking is that it supports the creation of products and services that users really want. Advocates of the approach also claim that applying design thinking will lead to breakthrough innovations that provide firms with sustainable competitive advantage. However, what does it actually mean to apply design thinking? If you ask this to experts, they will give you different answers, since there is a lack of clarity on this. To demystify this role, we interviewed a wide range of innovators. We asked them how they apply design thinking in their daily practices. While making sense of their stories, we discovered that the way these innovators use design thinking highly depends on the context of the project and the role that they have. Based on this insight, we constructed 4 images of design thinking. These images provide you with a view on the world of innovation. They also add clarity to why a person takes certain actions and applies design thinking in a particular manner. The 4 images that we constructed are value-driven innovation, experience-driven innovation, purpose-driven innovation, and vision-driven innovation. I'll show you the image of vision-driven innovation in more detail in order to explain what an image of design thinking actually is. Imagine yourself working within vision-driven innovation. You are responsible for the creation of strategic propositions for the firm. Your task is to explore what future directions could lead to sustainable competitive advantage. Your client is most probably the board of directors of the firm. They give you the freedom to create ideas, even if they seem far-fetched to others. Your main challenge is that you have to develop a sensitivity towards meaningful and sustainable directions for the business. This in the midst of all rapid changes in the world. And on top of that, you have to embed these radical ideas in an existing organizational structure and culture. How can you achieve all this? We found that to succeed, you have to execute specific innovation activities. The first innovation activity is creating a future vision. Innovators create this vision by having a strong personal drive and motivation to make it happen. They furthermore exhibit an explorative mindset. They take in as much of the world as possible. And last but not least, they dare to rely on their intuition. Fueled by rich experiences, innovators develop so-called feelers for what is happening in society. They create hypotheses about possible futures. As Stefano Mazzano, former head of Philips Design, puts it nicely, if you want to develop solutions for transportation problems in a city, a designerly approach would be that you ask yourself, what if we don't need transportation at all? These what-if questions lead to visions on how things could work. The second innovation activity is challenge the vision through a dialogue with people. Marcel de Graaf, R&D manager at Maas Holding, explained us that testing your vision is hard because nobody believes you while there's nothing yet. It is very difficult for people to imagine the effect and the meaning of the visions created. To provide clarity and to be able to confront people with your vision, you have to create fully functional prototypes or rich simulations of the intended experiences. These will allow you to create a dialogue in which you can test and enrich your vision. The third activity is take people along. We learned from the innovators that to get stakeholders interested in the vision, it is important to link the influences from outside that you use to build your vision to developments within the firm. Once you connected these, your role is to orchestrate and facilitate the implementation process. You have to ensure that all stakeholders understand the vision, speak the same language, and that the vision becomes strongly anchored within the business. Now I've explained the vision-driven innovation image. The other 3 images are built up in a similar manner. I recommend you to read this book to get a full understanding of the images. To use design thinking to its full potential, it is important to figure out to which image you belong to. To support you with that, we created this landscape of innovation that you can see on the picture. The image closest to us is value-driven innovation. If you belong to this image, you are concerned with new business development and your aim is to develop strategies to stay competitive in the market on a mid-term base. You use design thinking to overcome organizational fixation and to support decision-making on the base of incomplete information. Further towards the horizon, you see vision-driven innovation. As I explained before, within this image, you keep your eyes on the far future and you develop visions to stay competitive in the long term. So, value-driven innovation and vision-driven innovation are about creating propositions. Once they are created, two different approaches can be taken. This resulted in two images that are shown on the other axis in the figure. On the left, you find experience-driven innovation. The main goal in this image is to co-create with the user in a particular context. Innovators use design thinking to unlock their curiosity in people and to co-create with users in a safe atmosphere. On the right side, you see purpose-driven innovation. The main goal here is to create a well-integrated product or product service system. Innovators in this image use design thinking for the integration of the team members' knowledge. Positioning yourself clearly within this landscape of innovation supports you in gaining a better understanding of yourself, your role, and your interaction with others. And this will lead to an effective use of design thinking in your innovation practice. If you want to know more, please read our book or email me on the email address that you can find on the slide. Thank you for your attention.